a team, what would you say your the pitcher and the position player you would go after most would be? If you could have anybody you wanted.
I'm going to start. I'd have two choices as a position player, and one of them might surprise you. Joe Mauer would be my first choice out of Minnesota. Marvelous, marvelous player. My other choice might be Chase Utley. Chase Utley plays his butt off, drives in run, plays hard. You write his name in and you know he's going to battle you. As far as starting pitchers are concerned, from the more experienced, I would probably go for Roy Halladay right now. But if you ask me, am I building for next year and the year after and year after, I want to sink my hooks into Jurgens and Hansen. I'd want them to be on my ball club somewhere. There are a lot of good people out there, and the great thing about our sport is that you and I can talk about this, and I can throw out my names, and somebody can call and say, boy, you're an idiot. Why would you not start with, why would you not have some other pitcher or some other hitter? But that's one of the things about our sport. It lends itself to debate.
Sure. Yeah. How does the game today vary versus when you played, as far as the rules, players' physiques, attitude on the field, the ball fields, the fans' interaction?
Well, I think right now fans have more access to everything that goes on, which is good news, bad news. As long as you keep your nose clean, everything's all right. I think fans too have vehicles for letting you know they think they know as much as you do, with all of the emails and the ways they can get there. As far as playing the game, the really good ones play it the same way. They show up on time, they do the best that they can, they walk away and prepare to do it again tomorrow. I think the focus has come in our game on money and not product. It used to be that all you talked about was the pride of your job and doing a good job. Now the first thing that comes up in conversation with almost everybody is how much a guy's making and how long he's signed for. I would like to see us focus a little more on turning out good products. Unfortunately, we're going through an age that you and I always have to ask questions about, and that's the steroid area. I regret that. I think a black mark was slapped on our game, which is a wonderful game, and I hate to see that. I'll be glad when we can move on to talking about good performances and guys playing well. But the game itself, the good guys still play it the right way. Home to first, throw the ball well, hit the ball well, catch the ball, and take pride in representing the uniform that you're wearing. If I did have one big gripe, and I air it periodically, a 450 earned run average, 6 innings and 3 earned runs is not a quality start, and I don't care what some dipstick in Detroit started. You're supposed to want to do better than that. That's my big gripe.
Yep. In 2009, Atlanta averaged a little over 29,000 in attendance. It was 15th overall in the league. Every team that made the playoffs that year averaged more than that in attendance. The worst was Colorado, and they brought in over 300,000 for the whole season. 300,000 more than us for the whole season. How much impact do you think fan attendance and fan participation plays in a team's ability to succeed?
Oh, believe me, players are aware of how many people are there. I think there's an energy that comes from having an enthusiastic crowd of any size in your ballpark. The bigger the crowd, the more the enthusiasm and the more their energy. And I know that there are a lot of us whose personalities are more internal, so we say we go out and we do our job. But on that walk from the mound to the dugout, and from the dugout to the mound, or when you score a big run to win, or when you make a great play, you're aware of the energy that is there. I sometimes think that we in Atlanta are spoiled by the great run that we had, where now anything less than 108 wins and going to a World Series is a disappointment. And I'm not sure we really appreciated what a great accomplishment having 14 years of winning the division was. It'll never happen again. Nobody's ever done it. Nobody will ever do it again. So we got a little spoiled, and I think we elevated our expectations to the point where we may not be giving the support that we could to great ball clubs because we go, oh yeah, back in the 96 they won 100 and whatever, instead of appreciating what is really happening with the ball club. But I think one thing that is happening now is there is an influx of a new collection of players, like Chipper Jones, like Tom Glavine, like John Smoltz, that are going to be as exciting as that group was, and hopefully is on the verge of starting another run similar to what we had in the 90s.
Well, I got one more question, and we'll let you go get a little paint on your hands. If the Braves were to restructure and start over from scratch, top to bottom, what would you say is the one aspect of the organization that you would want to keep the same, not change at all?
Heck, I'd want to keep Bobby Cox there. I know he's going to retire at the end of this year. I can't think of anything I would change because top to bottom, John Charles sets the standard for general managers and now for team presidents. I love what Frank Wren is doing and his passion for the game. The players come to the ballpark committed to playing well, following simple rules, and giving their best effort, not embarrassing themselves, their team, or their families. And I think everybody on that ball club has a passion for the performance of the guy next to him that's almost equal to his passion for his. I can't think of anything I would change except more runs to play with, fewer runs to give up, and everybody catch the ball. If we could do that, we'd all be there. But I think the Braves, when you talk to organizations all around baseball, they're one of the models for how the game should be played and how the game should be respected.